Music, from my perspective, can serve so many different purposes. It can be a soundtrack to everyday living. It can be a way of communicating specific ideas. It can be a way of communicating emotional states. So ideally, I'd like my records to accomplish all of that. On my new record, Play, there are about, I guess, 6 or 7 songs that are based around old vocals that were recorded in the United States in the early 20th century. I mean, one of the things that I love about these old vocals is, I mean, apart from their specific cultural context, is a sort of like the broader human quality of them, what they reflect about the human condition. And circumstances might change and culture might change, but I think essentially the human condition and the things that comprise human experience remain very much the same. Being alive is a difficult thing. Being a human being, especially at the end of the 20th century, is difficult. And I think being a human being has always been difficult, especially now when most human beings are separated from any sense of real community. So I think that, you know, the music on this album, while not being specifically religious, does hopefully, it's inspired by and hopefully it reflects and addresses, you know, those parts of the human condition that religion deals with.
This next song is a sweet, sweet, sweet love song. In my dreams, I'm jealous all the time. Then I'll wake, I'm going out of my mind. Going out of my mind.
When I make a record, 99.9% of the work is just done by me, by myself. You know, I write the songs and play the instruments and do the recording and the production and engineering all alone in my studio. And it's actually quite monastic in that sense, because my studio is very small and sort of like a little monk cell.
Dog got the mighty, let me tell the news. My head got wet in midnight dew. Red God, I've been down on my bended knees, talking to a man from Galilee. My God spoke and he sounds so sweet. I thought I heard the shuffle of angels' feet. With my mind!
Performing live creates such a juxtaposition and such a dichotomy between playing live and actually making the record. So sometimes I'll have that experience of playing a song live and thinking about the circumstances under which the song was created. Like there's one song called If Things Were Perfect that was written after I went for a long walk at like 3 o'clock in the morning when it was bitter, bitter cold outside in Manhattan, and thinking about walking through Manhattan at 3 o'clock in the morning when it's bitter cold by myself, and suddenly I'm standing in a hot, sweaty nightclub reproducing the same song in front of, you know, a few thousand people. It's like that dichotomy between like the sort of solipsistic way in which I make the records as opposed to the very gregarious way in which the songs are performed live.
Help me, life was over, Lord, I would have had you in my sight. Seeing I was overlooked, I had you in my hand.
When I make music, it never for a second enters the creative process that I'm trying to be experimental or avant-garde, or I'm never trying to push the boundaries of contemporary music. And I do also believe that a lot of the interesting developments in culture, and a lot of times when culture has moved forward, it's been very accidental. I mean, if you just look at the evolution of music in the 20th century, you know, the advent of jazz, and then rock and roll, and hip-hop, and house music. It just happened because people were experimenting and almost inadvertently invented new types of music. I love music, and I love talking about music, and I love the fact that I'm able to make records and people are interested in my music, but I'd rather talk about politics and architecture, but